Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This time we're on Season 2, Episode 8, titled The Things We Bury. And last time we had... What did we have? We had... Not a Fractured House, the one after that, which was called... Bear with me, I know the episode name, The Writing on the Wall. We had The Writing on the Wall. And I definitely didn't forget what happened. We had a lot going on in that last episode. We finally figured out what the kind of the hidden truth behind the alien writing, like what it actually was and stuff. And it wasn't so much writing as it was like a diagram, like blueprints and stuff. And Skye theorized it was a map. So I think it's kind of like a mixture between blueprints and a map. But it's for a city. It's for a hidden alien city of some sort, that Coulson said. And it was a mixed reveal between that and also some more hidden truths about the Tahiti project. They put Coulson back into the memory machine. And he found out more about what the Tahiti project actually was and how it went through and stuff. And they had 6 other patients. They had 6 other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents who I think we know that one of them died from cancer. But I think the other ones that they had other underlying health conditions or something that put them on the verge of life and death. But we had 6 other patients. One of them was a S.H.I.E.L.D. assassin from the darker side of S.H.I.E.L.D., kind of similar to Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, as someone pointed out in the comments. But yeah, he was the one. He was the one who they all went crazy. They all went crazy, and the doctor behind the project theorized that it could be because the memories of the alien genetics could be implanting itself onto the brain of the human patients, and it could be what's sending them crazy. So that's why they came up with the whole kind of the memory wiping, memory replacement kind of deal. But then the S.H.I.E.L.D. assassin guy, he did go crazy. He wanted to know more, but I think he up until the ending, he had somewhat more control over it, and they were all writing. They were all writing on the table and stuff. But he was carving it into his hand and going crazy with that, and then Coulson saw himself, and it was just a whole other kind of scary ordeal. Like that was a true. I think there was like a true kind of terror factor to it that they actually pulled off really well for the flashbacks. But yeah, so they revealed that kind of stuff. They found him. He was going around killing off all the other Tahiti patients. One of whom was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. The woman at the beginning, the artist. He killed her and then carved the writing into her. And I think he painted up more and more specimens in her apartment. So he was writing it more and more. And he tattooed it all over himself. And the last one was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent turned. I think, what was he, a welder. He was a welder. He tried to do some self-promotion at the end of it. But that guy had actually worked with his son on a train track modelling set, and he had actually he actually built the symbols into his train model. He had actually built it like an actual city that the train track goes around, and then from like a bird's eye view from up top, Coulson saw that was the final piece. That was like the homing beacon for all the Tahiti patients, and that was the final piece of the puzzle, and then they got that. They put it all together in a hologram, and then they flipped it up, and it revealed itself to be a city. So, yeah, that much is revealed. And I think that's all the pieces S.H.I.E.L.D. has. I don't know, I mean, I'm assuming that is all the pieces there are, but, Hydra is yet to find all of them. But then again, Hydra has better resources, namely the obelisk, and also the man who knows how to control the obelisk. So Hydra is trying to solve the same puzzle that they are, but, S.H.I.E.L.D. now has, I think, either a complete picture or at least one picture, unless there are more to uncover. But they have a better idea. They actually know what they're looking for now, but they just don't know how to look for it, so that's their next kind of mission. So the mystery behind the alien writing is somewhat revealed, what it is and what it's meant to be, but now where it leads is where they have to find it to. So if it is an alien city somewhere, then they have to find said city. So I don't know if that means we're going to be going into space at some point, or what's going to happen, but the alien writing has been revealed. So yeah, I love how they've done a good job of actually pulling off this whole Tahiti storyline. Starting off simply from Coulson being revealed, to Coulson being revived even after his death in the first Avengers, and then to now, like, being like, oh, he was revived by a top secret, project that uses alien DNA to revive human people, but then it reveals that it has, unstable side effects, and it sends them crazy, and then there's all sorts of other alien crap hidden in it. Like, it's just been a really, really fun storyline to watch as it's unraveled, and the writers here do a great job of teasers and plot twists and stuff. Like, plot twists in this show are some of my favourite plot twists, and the way they revealed it and the way they've kind of paced it out is really, really nice. And the actors themselves do such a good job of actually telling that story, so I'm loving it. I'm loving how this is going. But yeah, and again, I think that this season as a whole, there's a big tone shift I'm really enjoying, and it's very, very clear like how far they're going with this. So looking forward to all the more at Scott. But that was that stuff, and then we had Ward on the sideline. May, Trip, Hunter, and Bobby were all working together to try and track down Ward, and he knew they were after them. So that's why he had like a vest of C4 he was wearing tapped to a dead man switch. So they couldn't kill him, they couldn't take him out, otherwise he'd take out the whole block with them. But he locked onto Bobby, he met her on the bus, and then warned her against following him, and then Hunter was next on his trail, so he went to a bar, and then lured Bakshi there, and then took out the bartender and all the Hydra security agents, and then kind of set Bakshi up as a gift for Coulson. Being like, he promised them a face-to-face with Coulson, but he just, was very, very misleading about it towards Bakshi. So he set Bakshi up as the newest kind of Hydra prisoner for Coulson to take charge of. So he'll have fun interrogating him. But yeah, so that was, and then he went for a clean shave and a buzz cut, and then he revealed that he called up Skye and said he'd be handing over more gifts from Hydra to S.H.I.E.L.D. every now and then, but his main mission is to go after Christian. He's going after his brother, so what he's got in store for him, we can only wait and see. But yeah, it's been going great, so can't wait to see what else the writers have in store. But that's all I have from the last one. So episode 8 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, The Things We Bury. Let's go. Don't touch it, dude. Don't touch it, you're gonna die. I told you were gonna die. They're trying to see who can survive it. Ooh. She can survive it, and it glows, just like with Raina. It glows just like with Raina.
There's a place, and if one of those special people you speak of takes this diviner to that special place, it won't just kill.
To the city?
It will do something, scientifically speaking, much.
If you take it to the city, where the alien writing leads you. Oh, okay.
This used to be an SSR base before Fury restored it. It's full of SSR files.
Get on it.
So they can find something on
like
him.
Coulson's been saying, know your enemies.
Could Whitehall have experimented with the obelisk enough to actually give him some kind of fountain of youth properties?
Okay. Did you get my present yet? Of course it's see-through.
Is he cheating? Whoa! He's a cheater? Okay, you know what? I might be able to bypass Ward kicking the crap out of him then.
Heard you were looking for me.
Yeah, if he's a cheater, then he might actually get what's coming to him.
Take this to the Kapua dry cleaner on Maka Emo Street.
Maka what now?
Hukalewa.
Am I good with this in my pocket?
That depends. You ever want kids?
Oh, jeez, okay, never mind.
Bring back the blue tie.
You got it, sir.
Peggy Carter, founder, happens to be British, held this in her hand. No, anyway, no.
It's got magical British powers.
A lot of references to one of his commanders.
Peggy! There you go! The rat. That's the base, huh?
Werner Reinhardt.
Blue angels who came bearing a gift for all mankind.
The blue aliens. The blue aliens.
Strike me as a believer.
They didn't come to save the world.
To destroy it.
They came to conquer it.
The way I understand it, it was end.
To destroy.
End
Yeah,
mankind.
to destroy.
Sparing a chosen few, needless to say.
And that's why it's called the diviner.
It decides who lives, who dies.
So it's like a deadly Mjolnir.
Who will inherit
If you're unworthy, you
And
just
only someone
die.
who carries
If you're worthy, you can hold
is
it.
allowed to enter the city.
I let you all hollow me out. Control me.
Spare the non-apology. I'm a senator.
I take responsibility for my actions, Christian.
It's gone. Mom and Dad buried it.
That's why he's got the spade. Are they standing right over the well?
They just covered it up.
Are they standing over the well? Oh damn! Wait, is Thomas still down there, or did he get? Because I don't know what the timeline is between the screwdriver and the well and everything else. And the matches were at the end because he ended up in juvie after that, and then Garrett picked him up.
Copy that.
The button, the watch. What is all
It's
this?
a gift from Audrey, and I spilled poi all over
Ah.
it. Under 6 minutes. You can do it.
Okay, that's cute.
What is this guy, Asgardian?
It's like he stopped the clock.
Nah,
Turned it back.
Asgardians ain't bad. Well,
Where's that photo from?
not all of them.
When I leave, no one else will come. No
Ah,
one to hear your stories, study your deadly artifacts.
so that was the life sentence. Just burying him away to be forgotten by humanity. Oh damn! So he did age.
day.
He did age.
Chris is just trying to make yourself.
Oh, Pierce, Alexander Pierce. He released him. Oh crap!
We grabbed all the elders from the village and couldn't believe what we found.
From the village. The village. What? The Hunan province village. Whoa! She hasn't aged a day. She hasn't aged a day.
What makes you so special?
Nothing. She's just a woman from China. Sorry, probably a choke in poor taste. I'm sorry about that.
Undersecretary.
Oh, cyanide pill. Damn it, cyanide pill. Oh. Oh, god damn you.
You're not getting off that easy.
No? Well, he's already frothing at the mouth. Can you reverse that? Whoa.
You're out of dirt.
Oh, he's hit something. Sound like a coffin. Oh, god damn it. And here I thought you'd be prepared for anything. Oof.
Sorry to see it go down this way.
Goodbye, Christian.
Is he gonna throw him down the well?
I did it! I did! I know! I wanted him dead! I'm sorry! I wanted him dead!
Why?
Thomas was the only one Mother didn't torture. Dad always let her do it. I wanted her to feel our pain, but I didn't have the courage to do it myself.
So you made Ward do it. You made Ward do it.
It's okay.
Is he gonna kill him? He's still gonna kill him, isn't he?
That's all I wanted to hear.
He's still gonna kill him.
It's time we went home.
Oh damn. Okay, I was on the edge there for a second. I was like, you know. Okay, alright, okay, so they actually reconciled it.
I got it down to 7 minutes 20 seconds.
Okay, yes.
That's not good enough.
He said 6, didn't he?
Both I can do it, definitely.
He said, oh, yeah. Yeah, I think he said 6 minutes, right? Yeah.
Are you sure it's something you want to dig up?
If we don't, Hydra will. We need to get there first.
Is it a city on Earth? Is it underground or some shit? Like how are they gonna find it? Oh! Oh! Trip!
Oh, sir, he's gonna bleed out.
We need to stop it.
Oh no 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 no! No!
I'm a doctor.
No! Don't trust him! Don't trust him! Do not trust that man! Do not trust him! Do not trust him!
Please, if we keep our heads about us, he has a chance, Phil.
Do not trust him!
Shouldn't have said Phil. Not supposed to know that. If I let go of this clamp, he dies. I just sliced this man's brachial artery.
Yeah, he was gonna kill Fitz. He was gonna kill Trip. I told you not to trust him.
He thinks the diviner is just a weapon. He has no idea of its true power.
He's Hydra. He sees everything as a weapon.
Oh, there's something inside.
What are we talking about?
Wait, so you can actually cut it open?
Tesseract level power?
Sure. I don't know what that is.
You realize we're talking life and death here.
You don't know what the fucking Tesseract is?
It's exciting, isn't it?
Because if you let this man die, Skye will never...
That's not her name!
What is her name? Tell me her name. Her name. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you just how to save him, which will give me time to get away.
Tell me her name.
Sorry.
He's stabilizing.
Oh. Okay, I was not prepared to lose anyone today. I was not prepared to lose anyone.
And seized.
Oh, what are they gonna do? Oh, they're gonna... Oh, so he took the Fountain of Youth stuff from her! He took what makes her young and old.
Or years.
Did he actually cut her open?
But no matter the size.
Oh, jeez, that is graphic. Yep. He de-aged himself with her internal organs.
The bodies of Massachusetts Senator Christian Ward and both his mother and father were identified by police tonight in what appears to be a murder-suicide.
He killed his parents and his brother.
Believed to be the senator's confession.
I'm dead. I did. The only one Mother didn't torture.
Oh my god.
But you never trust me.
But I'll never stop wanting to.
Great, so of course arguments lead to sex. Yeah, that's just how it always works, yeah. Just, once you're finished, just never let anyone use that car again.
Scouring the world for your mom. What?
They found the city. There's a hidden alien city on Earth! Oh god, you are not ending it there. You are not ending it there.
Together, I think there's much we can achieve.
So this is the new golden trio then.
I was a member of Coulson's team.
It's always good to look your enemy right in the eye.
It very much is. 25 years ago. Oh, a de-aged thingy. A de-aged Kyle MacLachlan. Wait.
Oh, my love.
His wife. She's Skye's mother.
I'll find him. I'll do to him what he did to you.
That's Skye's mother. The woman was Skye's mother.
Tear him apart.
Oh, jeez. Oh, and he killed the village of Hydra agents. Can I, if anyone from ABC is watching this, if any of, the people from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are watching this, can I just say how much I love this show and how much I love you all for making it as amazing as it is? Yeah, just a huge fan, just a big fan, just a huge big fan. Just love this show to bits and pieces and stuff. And please bring us a season 8 because I don't want this show to end. I'm nowhere near the end, but I don't want it to end. Yeah, that's just my message. Yeah, thank you. Oh god. Oh, that ending. That ending. This they take this show to all new highs. They take this show to all new highs. Oh god. Sweet baby Jesus. Wow. Okay, that was the end of the episode. So yeah, so first things first, the woman who could survive the obelisk at the beginning. The woman who could survive the obelisk, she's Skye's mother. Okay, one thing I'll say, right, is they started off this storyline of Skye's past, Skye's history, back in season 1. I never would have thought we'd actually get like a live-action interpretation. I never thought I thought, we'd be told it by the characters and we'd have to imagine how it all went down. I never imagined we'd actually be able to see what happened, but damn, so that woman, I mean, I know the actress too. I don't know her name, but I've seen her in other stuff. Most recently, Supergirl. She was in, I think, season 3? No, not 3, no, 2. I think she was in season 2 of Supergirl around the same time Maggie Sawyer showed up. I recognize her from that mostly, but I know she's been in some other stuff as well. So I recognize the face of the actress, but I'm not too sure of her name. But damn, so she is Skye's mother. She has to be Skye's mother. Damn. So, and she didn't age a day. She did not age a day. So it's like, we have her and Ming Owen to just kind of embrace for that. But yeah, so damn, I don't know. So she could survive the obelisk. I think an interesting way of showing that to her, just literally pressing her up face first against the obelisk and watching as it glows. And it had the same effect Raina had on it. It had the same effect as her. Like, she touched it and then it showed up with the alien writing. She survived it and it glowed that orangey color. So yeah, oh damn. So she can survive the obelisk, and And even all those years afterwards, I think it was like, 40 years later or something? I think probably 40 years later, I think that's what he said. And then they brought the rest of the villagers, I think, back from the Hunan village, and then she was the one person who hadn't aged a day, and Whitehall, he had aged. He had actually grown, like, he had actually managed to become weary and wrinkly and old and stuff. And then it was Alexander Pierce. Who actually had him released. So that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so I think that must have been back in his earlier days. Yeah, that must have been back in his earlier days, when he was like the secretary or something, or when he was still in his early days at Shield. Because I think one of those Hydra agents mentioned being under kind of Shield security, like, you know, Hydra agents under Shield cover. So, you know, it must have been those kind of secret agents that Pierce assigned to release him. So yeah, great seeing Peggy there, by the way. Great seeing Peggy back and interrogating them. Interrogating him, namely. But yeah, so that woman, so she had that whole fountain of youth thing going on, so he extracted everything he could. So it wasn't just, I thought it would just be a case of a blood transfusion. This dude went the extra mile, the extra miles. Like, he cut her open, harvested her freaking organs and her muscle and whatever, and just whatever, like he said, everything they could possibly take. Just literally just butchered her, and then gave himself, organic de-aging abilities, and then, it's not like he's gotten younger since then. He's not like a 12-year-old now, but he's actually he de-aged himself to like a more stable kind of level where he could actually be more physically fit and stuff. But yeah, so that woman, and at the end, that post-credit scene, so yeah, the de-aged Kyle MacLachlan was very, very nicely done. So that was the beginning of that story then. So he found her. So then the mother is dead then. So that's confirmation that the mother is actually dead. Yeah, so he found her on the outskirts of town or whatever, like just lying there. They just left her body there, like it was like literally just a textbook disposal. Just throw her body off a bridge or dump it on the side of the road or something. Just like that, not even like an actual burial or anything. Just dump it there for anyone to find. And Skye's father did find it, so that was Skye's mother. And yes, I think he knew, maybe. I think he must have known that Hydra and Whitehall were involved in that. And especially if they picked up the, I think, especially because given one, they picked up villagers from that Chinese village, and two, it's been revealed now that there were Hydra agents, present in the village. I think, that presence was known to him, so they were the only ones who could have done it. So he found her dead body and then vowed vengeance upon him. So he's gonna double cross Whitehall. He knows that Whitehall is the one that actually directly killed his wife, so he's working with him in the present. And that line at the end is, make sure you look your enemy right in the eye, and that little just side glance at him deep into his soul. Whether Whitehall knows who he is, I'm not sure. I don't want him to know, because I want it to be that much more sinister, like that double crossing to be more sinister. Because Coulson, I think now at this point it's like it's about working your enemy from the inside out. So he's probably gonna lead them down all the wrong paths. So Coulson took Skye from him, so he wants to kill him for that. But then Whitehall killed directly. The difference is, right, Coulson took Skye in. He never had any intentions of killing her. He took Skye in, but Whitehall butchered his wife. Whitehall butchered Skye's mother. So he has a more direct need for vengeance from him. So he's going to be working and waiting until the day he can butcher him himself. He said, everything he did to you, I will do to him and everyone who follows him and all that stuff. So he's going to butcher them all. And he took out the entire. I'm pretty sure he took out the entire village of Hydra agents too. So there's no question about his ability to do such a thing. But damn, so Skye's mother's actually dead, and now we now have visual confirmation of that. But that was brutal. But yeah, so then they were both aliens. Skye's father and Skye's mother were both aliens, and she was butchered for her fountain of youth capabilities, and he hasn't aged a day. I mean, I think him, I think it's easier to. They de-aged him, so I think he does age, but perhaps he ages slower, or his aging is different in the sense that it doesn't really take away much of his physical capabilities. He's still determined enough to fight back and to want to fight, so the de-aging makes sense. But I mean, the woman, whoever the actress is, she the actress herself doesn't age. It's another McNowen situation, so. They're just lucky they don't have to use anything on her. But yeah, so that is going to be interesting to see unfold. So she could survive the obelisk. So that was cool. And we have some new info about the obelisk. The obelisk itself is somewhat like a key. So you take it to the city and it unlocks something like some kind of power, and maybe unlocks your access to the city, like you can find it wherever you like, whenever you want now. Or it maybe turns the city on if it's an alien city with a different power source. You can't just plug it in and go. You have to actually use the obelisk somehow. Or maybe some kind of like talisman or some shit, but I don't know what it is, but it's a key, and the death stuff is a stealth kind of mechanism. So it's like a deadly Mjolnir, basically. It's like a very, very, deadly Mjolnir. It determines your worthiness, if you're worthy of actually, by whatever factor, it determines your worthiness. And if you're worthy, then you basically just get to use it. You get to learn its more intricate details and secrets and whatnot. But if you're not worthy, then it determines that unworthiness in a much more life-threatening way. So yeah, so the few worthy individuals we know of are Skye's father, Raina, and Skye's mother. Those are the three people we know who can actually handle it. We don't know. I mean, we can guess that Skye can handle it because she hasn't touched it yet. And I think if they ever come across it again, I don't know if she'd be willing to take that risk. But we can assume that Skye can do it because if her mother and her father can hold it, then we can only assume. Have we seen her father? I think he took it out of the case, right? When he took it to Whitehall. I think so. I think he took it out of the case. I'm pretty sure. But if they can hold it, then she's genetically that way, and she's not shown any of the other symptoms of the GH stuff, then it's pretty safe to assume that she can hold it as well. So they are the few worthy individuals that we know of. And then he told that story about the falling star. I think it was Whitehall that told that story. Yeah, the falling star from the Middle East or something, like the eastern part of the world. And then the blue angels, the blue aliens that came down to conquer the Earth. Or to I think he said to conquer the Earth, and then it was Skye's father who corrected him, saying conquering is a mistranslation. It's actually they came here to end it. So conquering somewhat, they're not here to take the land, but they are here to take the people. Great, now I've got hiccups. But he said it was a mistranslation that they could conquer it. I mean, he said end it. He said they were here to end humanity, minus a special few. Maybe the special few who can actually touch the obelisk. Maybe it's because those ones are the aliens who were originally sent here to Earth under human form. Because then, that makes me wonder if Raina has an alternate alien form, or if Skye's parents have an alternate alien form, or if Skye has an alternate alien form. What does Skye look like as an alien? Or if they maybe turn into those blue aliens. Oh, that's quite a sight. But yeah, so they were here to end humanity, minus a few special individuals. So the individuals who can potentially hold the obelisk and are part of the alien race, or whatever it is. But that was that. So yeah, that was that. We had the Rat is the Shield prison that Whitehall was sentenced to by Peggy. So he was there for a good number of years before Pierce released him. We had Coulson and Skye's father meeting. That meeting, I knew the second he showed up, my initial instinct was, don't trust this man, he's not here to help you. He will likely use the scalpel. I thought he was going to take the scalpel and just stab it right into, Thingy's heart and be like, I've, he was going to stab it in there and be like, I've stabbed it in a position where, if you move it or if you take it out, if you move it or take it out, then he'll probably die. But if I move or take it out, I can do it in a way that it doesn't really impact him. So he knew that technique. He asked for the scalpel. He said he cut his brachial artery or something. So he said, tell me what I want, or just something like he used Tripp's life as a bargaining chip of sorts. So that was an interesting meeting. And the one thing he keeps repeating, the one thing that pisses me off this season, he keeps repeating, that's not her real name. Well, how about this, writers? Tell us her real name. If Skye's not her real name, how about you do the reasonable thing and tell us? Stop keeping us in the dark. Stop keeping us waiting. Just tell us what her real name is. Because I'm tired of hearing him say, that's not her real name. That's not her real name. This is her real name. What is her real name? I know patience is something I need for this show, but I can't handle it. I can't handle this endless teasing for something that might come in like the finale of this season. I can't handle that. I cannot wait for that. Just tell me what her name is. Actually, don't spoil the comments like that. I can wait. I know this seems like very much like an overreaction, but I can wait. Just the more I hear it, the more adamant I become on knowing. The more I get teased about this stuff, the more I want to know, which is a pretty logical after effect of being teased. The more you hear about it, the more you want to know. But then no, I can wait. I'm sure they will reveal it in an emotional and plot twisty way, and then it'll be a big scene and stuff. And I mean, I've heard it might be a big scene because apparently it crosses over with another hero from the comics, but I have no idea who that hero is or whatever. Because again, I've touched the comics at the bare minimum. I've read Civil War, Infinity War, Thanos Quest, stuff like that. I've read very few comics. I really should read more, but yeah, I haven't read many of the comics. So even if I do hear the name, there's like a less than 20% chance that I will recognize said hero. So yeah, unless she's like an X-Man or something. I don't know. I don't think she's an X-woman. But yeah, I mean, well, those aren't aliens. Those are mutants. What am I even talking about? Or like a Guardian of the Galaxy or something. I don't know. But whatever her name is, I look forward to hearing it as soon as he reveals it. Well, I feel like it'll likely be once they actually meet. Once Skye meets her father, that's when. And Skye was the name she came up with herself for the museum. Well, like orphanage, not the museum. It was the name she came up with herself for the orphanage. I think they called it like a Mary Sue something, or like a Mary Sue Potts, or I don't know. They came up with some kind of demeaning, belittling name for her, so she came up with Skye. So she doesn't even know her real name. So yeah. So I feel like it will be that kind of like kind of emotional moment where they finally meet and he's talking to her about her childhood, and then he finally reveals her name, and it'll be that kind of moment. So yeah, that'll be fun to see when it finally does come around. But yeah, they found the alien city. It's a hidden alien city on Earth. I didn't think it would be on Earth. I'm getting kind of underground vibes from that. Like it's a city that's been lost or buried or hidden or something, but it's on Earth. So wherever it is, we'll find it soon enough. So that would be cool to see. I was actually genuinely thinking, they're gonna actually have to find some way of space travel for this. I mean, in terms of the MCU timeline, I don't even know when this is set. Like it's after when Winter Soldiers happened. That's happened way before. But we've had like little to no mention of what other movies have happened since then. I mean, Guardians came after Winter Soldier, didn't it? So the Earth wouldn't know about the Guardians or any of that sort of stuff. So I don't know. Maybe this could be taking place around the same time as Guardians. Yeah, I think what comes after Guardians? I think it's what is it? I don't know. Let me look up the timeline, see what movies there actually are. Okay, so the chronological order. Not the chronological order. MCU in order, that could work. It's not. Let me find a picture. That shows me. Okay. This one might work. Maybe. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Captain America. Yeah, Winter Soldier's already happened. So Guardians is after that, and then it's Age of Ultron. Okay. Yeah, so I think Guardians would probably be taking around place around this time, right? Yeah, probably. Yeah, but that had no impact on what happens on Earth. So yeah, I think Guardians. I mean, I think it makes more sense that way as well for there to be no mention of what's actually happening around the world, because nothing is happening around the world yet. Like Ultron, that's like no mention of that stuff yet, because Sokovia hasn't happened. None of that stuff's happened. So Guardians would probably be taking place around this time. But yeah, so where was I? With that stuff, and then but Coulson and Skye's father meeting. Now I think that was, besides from the whole trip situation, which I'm glad he's alive, but besides from that whole situation, it was a really tense scene. It was a really tense scene, like him actually showing, like Skye's father actually. Can we get a name for him at least? Has that been dropped already? Like, we can't get a name for Skye because Skye, because that's meant to be some kind of really teasy, wheezy scene. But can we at least get a name for him? Has his name been name dropped yet? I don't know. Is he also a character from? I assume he's a character from the comics, but is that as special as whoever Skye is? I don't know, but if we could at least get a name for Skye's father, at least I could at least stop calling him Skye's father and try and melding all the sentences together. It would be great. But yeah, that scene between them was pretty tense. Like, Skye's dad telling Coulson, oh, you're my enemy. You're your shield, and you took her from me, and that's why I'm coming after you, and that stuff. Like that scene as a whole, like Clark and Kyle just bouncing off one another, which is like a really tense scene to see. Especially him kind of operating on Trip to the point of nearly killing him at the same time as well, and him just using that as an escape route too. Like, I'm gonna let go of this and then give you, and then hand over the reins to you, and then we'll meet again one day. Like, that stuff was just really, really tense to see. Yeah, and then him revealing that there is something inside the obelisk. So he doesn't know what the Tesseract is, really. He's been around, right? He knows about the aliens that popped out of the sky and started wrecking shit up, and then it was all over. It was all because of UV. But even Whitehall prophesized it. Whitehall prophesized it way back in 45, being like, the sky will open one day, and all that jazz. He probably. I don't know if he was speaking. He could have been speaking about the Tesseract, but I don't know. He probably was just speaking prophetically and not specifically about New York will be invaded by the Jatari and all that sort of stuff. But pretty prophetic nonetheless. But yeah, how he doesn't know about the Tesseract just is beyond me. But regardless, he is holding quite the grudge against Coulson because of that. But difference being, Skye is still alive. Skye's alive. He still has a chance to meet her, even if she thinks he's a monster. He still has a chance to meet her, which will happen undoubtedly. But his wife is dead. His wife was butchered by Whitehall. So I think Whitehall is undoubtedly the one he has a big grudge on. Whitehall took his wife from him, so he's the one that he's kind of somewhat more adamant to kill. But with Phil Coulson, it's like his Sky's a lot. I think if whenever that meeting happens, I think he could try and have he could try and build himself a second chance with Skye. He could try and do something good with that, and then he could convince her that he's not intentionally a monster. He has anger issues. He has this alien strength and stuff, so he can't always control it. And he could tell her about her mother and how she was killed by Hydra and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like that would be an interesting route to see it go down. So I think he's, and Skye could even convince him to not kill Coulson. So I think there's more hope on that end. Whereas with Whitehall, that's a vendetta he's likely been building up for years since he found her body lying in the grass like that. Since he found her body, that was when he made that vow, being like, I'm going to do to him what he did to you. So he's already got that kind of kill against Whitehall planned out and all that jazz. So yeah, not a lot of hope there. But we'll see. We'll see where that leads us. That was that. We had Ward and Christian. Some more stuff with Ward and Christian. And up until that confession, I was thinking, I still have no idea who to trust. Because that comment about, one of them having top marks in espionage since Romanoff and also lying for a living and the other one being a politician was just kind of stuck in my head. Who do I trust on this one? They're both paid to live. They both live by lying to people and to each other and stuff like that. So I don't know who to trust. But then he revealed it. But then he took them back to the well. I had a feeling that where he took him was like some kind of ward-like estate or something, like wherever they lived originally. Because I don't know why. I always imagined they'd live out near a farm or something. They'd have like some kind of country house. I don't know why I envisioned that. I think it's because they have a well. Like, a well is not really something you come across every day. The area around the well itself could very well be, somewhere country and like somewhere like very not very rural, but like very very farmy and stuff. So yeah, but I think his parents were I think maybe his parents were wealthy and stuff, so they kind of splashed out on something more natural and whatever. But he took them back to the well. So the well had been covered up. It wasn't buried, but it was actually covered up. So they found the well, which was still there. And I was thinking part of me was thinking that Grant actually might be in the right. Like, Grant may actually be the innocent one here, because I think what Christian could be doing could be that classic abuse tactic. First of all, he's as a child he's abusing Ward by making him do the torturing to Thomas. Is what he's doing there. Like, he's making him do the torturing. And then at the same time as he grows up, he's implanting those thoughts into his head, like, you're a monster just like the rest of us. You're evil, you're criminal, you like hurting people just like we do, you just don't know it yet. Like, he's planting those thoughts, he's actually abusing him into thinking he is a monster of that making. Even his parents are letting it happen, and they're maybe even doing something worse. And even now, as he grows up, he's continuing that abuse tactic, being like, oh, you're always a monster. You just never fully accepted it. You just never fully accepted it, and even now, you can't come to terms with it. And the face on like Ward's face, being like, he refuses to believe any of this. He knows that none of it's true. But then in the end, it was confirmed when it took actually holding him over the empty well. I thought they'd maybe switch the camera around and show us the added kind of pressure on Christian would be to panning the camera around if Thomas actually did die in that well, then actually panning the camera around and showing us his bones down at the bottom as well, like that extra kind of dark secret that the parents covered up. But there was no. I mean, for all we know, the bones could have been down there, but it's just like a matter of that's your theory to uphold or whatever. But it took actually Ward actually holding him down over the well, threatening to throw him into to actually bring out that admittance. And yeah, so he did confess. So the well story is real. He was lying to Coulson at the beginning. The well story is real. And it's because Thomas being the youngest, he was exempt from abuse. He was the only one who wasn't ever abused by Christian or by the parents or anything. And the mother especially never abused him. And the father let that slide. The parents never abused Thomas, and Christian was tired of seeing that. So Christian was abused, and I think Christian and Grant were abused by their parents, and then for extra measure, Grant likely abused Grant as well. So yeah, so seeing Thomas being so exempt from it and being so innocent from it, it's why he made why he made Christian actually abuse him and throwing him in the well and stuff. So yeah, so it's why he had to show he wanted the mother to feel the same pain that he did. So the parents didn't die from that. The parents died right at the end. I mean, that is what happened, right? I mean, because we haven't seen the parents. We haven't heard them responding to any any news of Ward being Hydra or anything like that. We've only ever seen the Christian being made to do that. So I don't know if it's just like an unseen kind of fact that the parents lived until today. Because at the end we saw Ward framed the murder suicide. He said let's go back home. So he took Christian back home and then killed him and killed his parents and then burned that house down and said it was a murder suicide. So and framed it as Christian murdering his parents and then killing himself, and even in his confession note as well, saying I want her to feel the same pain that I did and stuff like that. So he killed off what's left of his birth family. He killed off what was left of his birth family. So yeah, so Grant is the only Ward left. So yeah, so I'm assuming that is when the parents died. So he killed them and then killed Christian as well. I mean, I mean, the way they went with the story, I guess it makes sense. They never revealed his parents because I think they only ever painted, like, they only ever revealed them to be abusers. They never really revealed them to be much else. So it kind of saves them money from having to hire someone, like to hire 2 actors to play them and then paying those actors and then only to have them in for such a limited amount of time. So it kind of makes them easier to have them be background figures with such a huge influence on Grant and Christian, but then, having Grant show up and actually be there to confirm that story, so I guess that makes somewhat more sense. But yeah, now Ward went directly to Daniel Whitehall, and yeah, I think what was his name in the first, Werner Reinhardt, right? Yeah, Werner Reinhardt. Yeah, I think. Was that? Yeah, I think because that's the name Peggy mentioned, Werner Reinhardt. Yeah, so then after his Fountain of Youth kind of resurrection, he de-aged himself and then dropped the German accent and never fully dropped the Nazism, or dropped the Hydra kind of royalty. But then he became Daniel Whitehall and stuff like that. So seeing Simmons recognizing him, being like, that is Daniel Whitehall. It's not like a distant family cousin or anything like that. That is him in the flesh. Like, he's aged and then de-aged, and then he just became younger and younger as the years went by. So yeah, so that was the Ward stuff. So he finally had. So he got what he wanted. Ward finally got what he wanted from Christian. He wanted that admittance that that Christian made him do it, and that Ward wasn't at full kind of consequence of that. And he even said, I take responsibility for my actions. So he admits that he admits that he is a monster. He admits that he was a part of Hydra for all that time. But he also wanted, like, what he wanted more than that was for Christian to admit that he did wrong too. He wanted Christian to admit that he actually did wrong against Grant and especially against Thomas as well. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but I think Thomas did die in the well because he was left down there for so long. But yeah, so for that and all the other stuff, and he made Grant actually hold Thomas that screwdriver point as well and threatened to kill him, and then he told the parents that Christian made him do it. So yeah, the Wards are broken, dysfunctional, and now they're all dead. No, now most of them are dead. Grant is the one surviving member, unless he has cousins or second removed people. So yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping not, but I'm guessing that at this point the family tree is as good as dead. So yeah, well, I mean, Christian did have a spouse and someone on the side as well. So yeah, I don't think they're too close to the family tree. I think they're going to be in mourning and then they'll move on for the rest of their lives too. So yeah, but I mean, at the beginning, that alone, like him accepting a call from his wife and then hanging up and then accepting another call from his woman on the side as well. That one had me alone. Had me. You know what? Maybe he deserves a few kicks in the nuts from Grant just for that. So yeah. But that was all that stuff. So Christian is as good as dead. The rat stuff, the well. Bakshi is, I think he's gonna live now. He was revealed to be somewhat obsessively, in idolization of Whitehall, and lived in fear of disappointing him. He's always willing to comply with whatever orders Whitehall has, and he's always willing to get the job done. And it's because he knows what he likely knows what Whitehall is capable of. If Whitehall has lived for this long, he's likely made that he's gotten his hands dirty in order to do so, or at least the doctors under his watch have. So he was very, very afraid of doing that. And he slipped up constantly. He slipped up saying, like Whitehall directly idolized Red Skull, and he conducted all those experiments back then. He managed to live all this time. So Bobby managed to get all that out of him. So that was that. And then Bobby and Hunter as well, they had their own kind of little spat that ended up with, a rumpus with just the two of them in one of the cars. You can just, again, make sure no one else has to use that car unless they do like a full, double-sided car wash or something, inside and out. But yeah, they kind of, I think, again, it makes sense for them. They have an argument, and then they build up so much tension between them that they then have to release that. So that's, with them being them, they release it the only way they know how. So yeah, that works. And then, but then that kind of history between them, you're like, you know, she's an elite spy, so Hunter doesn't know when or how he can trust her. And then the way she was digging into Bakshi as well had him kind of on the ropes and nervous and stuff as well. So they have their own kind of issues, kind of mixed into personal trust, and also their lines of work that kind of merge it, like, you know, impossibly. That kind of gives them that kind of edge of distrust and kind of tension. So yeah, but it's good to know that they have ways of releasing that tension together. So yeah, that's fun. But what else? I haven't really written down much else from this. I think, you know, Coulson had a good way of actually. I think Coulson had a good way of actually integrating Skye and Trip and Fitz as well. And Fitz just being like, you know, just not knowing whether or not he was actually there on the field, or if his work was just a test, like him saying, you know, with one hand he could do it in 7 minutes 20, but with both hands he could do it under the time that Coulson had recommended and stuff. So that was cool. But yeah, solid episode, fun flowing, just, you know, fun reveals here and there. And again, seeing Peggy just reminds me that I need to get back into Agent Carter. I think that'll probably be happening around the summer, but, you know, still kind of working on putting together a summer schedule of sorts. But yeah, good seeing her back. Fun stuff here and there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have from this episode. If I didn't miss anything out, or if I did kind of misinterpret anything, then feel free to let me know in the comments and let me know what theories you picked up from this. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this episode. So that was Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 8, titled The Things We Bury. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next in the season. And yeah, that's it. So, I will see you guys next time.